Update. My husband doesn't see how his work wife is trying to destroy our marriage. Original post. I, 31 female. I am at my wit's end with my husband's 32 male coworker Sarah, 30 female, and his complete inability to see what's happening. I'm not usually one for Reddit, but I need to know if I'm going crazy here. Where do I even start? 3 years ago, my husband Mark started working with Sarah. At first, I tried to be welcoming. I invited her to our barbecues, included her in group outings, and genuinely tried to be friendly. Big mistake. She spent the entire time making backhanded comments about everything. From my career, "Oh, you're just a yoga instructor? How peaceful," to my cooking. I guess not everyone can master basic seasoning. The real problem is that Mark thinks she's just being funny. Last month, she literally threw away the anniversary mug I gave him because it clashed with the office aesthetic. When I got upset, Mark said I was being too sensitive and that Sarah just has high standards for office decor. It was a mug with our wedding photo on it. Some of Sarah's greatest hits. She scheduled a mandatory work dinner on our anniversary. She convinced Mark not to take a promotion because it would mean working with a different team. She posts daily photos of them together with hashtags like #workpowercouple and #workspouse. She tells everyone at their office that she takes better care of him than I do. She changed his coffee order and now tells everyone she trained him right. The worst part? My husband is completely blind to all of this. Yesterday, he actually told me how Sarah said our new house, which we spent months searching for, was charming in a starter home kind of way. He repeated this while laughing. I tried talking to him about it, but Sarah has convinced him I'm just insecure. She's managed to insert herself into every aspect of our lives. They text constantly, even on weekends. She knows his schedule better than I do. She rearranged his entire desk and office wardrobe because his style was too suburban husband. That's what he is. Last week, I suggested marriage counseling. He looked genuinely confused. Of course he went and talked to Sarah about it. I found out from another coworker that she's been telling people that Mark and I are going through a rough patch and that she's just being a good friend by giving him someone to talk to. We weren't going through anything until she started this nonsense. The breaking point? I stopped by his office to surprise him with lunch. I know. But it was his birthday, and Sarah was supposedly out sick. Guess who was there? Sarah. She'd miraculously recovered and bought him a cake that said, "To my work hubby," with a photo of them from the office holiday party. She saw me and said, "Oh, Amy, you came too. How nice. Mark, you didn't tell me your real wife was coming." I'm not crazy, right? This woman is trying to destroy my marriage while my husband stands there grinning like it's all some big joke. What do I do? Divorce seems extreme, but I'm running out of options here. Now for the top advice before reading the updates. You have a husband problem. Go to counseling and get professional help to communicate your concerns. Remind him that he's married to you, not Sarah, so her opinions shouldn't matter when it comes to your marriage. Good luck, but be prepared for the worst. He made vows to you, and he needs to be reminded. He loves the attention, and he sees something ambitious and good in her vis-a-vis work, and she wants to know she controls him, which she largely does. He needs to open his eyes to what he's doing, driving you away, the woman he promised to spend the rest of his life loving and honoring. He's being a piss-poor partner. He's not blind. That is his mistress, and she has been for years, even before he introduced you. Covertly start your investigation. Get your ducks in a row and blindside him. She threw out a mug with your wedding photo because she's his mistress and didn't want to see it. She scheduled a work dinner for your anniversary because she wants him to show her that she matters more than his wife. She insults you to your face, and he says nothing because he enjoys her jealousy. It's part of their foreplay. He is having and has been having an affair. Your unknowing humiliation is part of it. She's literally trash, but your husband is either grade A stupid or he genuinely doesn't care. I don't know how you've put up with this for so long. So many people would have left him already. Have that conversation one more time with a professional. If he laughs it off again, it's time to inform family and ask him to move out for a bit, while you decide if this is something you want to put up with for life. Oh, and do yourself a favor, show him these comments. Now for the first update. I posted a few days ago. I really didn't expect my post to blow up the way it did. I got so overwhelmed by all the comments that I haven't responded to any. Now to why everyone is here, the update. Before I talked to my husband, I decided to do some investigating. I started with his phone and read all the messages between him and Sarah. She bad-mouthed me a few times. He did nothing to defend me, but didn't engage either. She was flirty. He wasn't really flirty back. They talked a lot, and he frequently praised her work ethic and intelligence. I didn't see anything about cheating. I checked his email. Nothing. I checked his work email. Nothing. I looked through our other devices. Nothing. I searched high and low for a second phone. Nothing. Everything I found was always dancing on that line. Nothing was outright cheating, but here are the things I found that hurt my feelings. He has lunch with her, and only her, every day in the office. They don't really like anyone else, so they criticize others and say, "Let's talk more at lunch. They're serving XYZ today." He'd say things like, "I'm sure if you were a wife, you would XYZ." He always kept it as a wife and not my wife, but it still upset me. She admitted to breaking the mug on purpose. He didn't get upset with her, just said, "Yeah, the photo gifts are kind of corny." I confronted him. I laid it all out, and while he wasn't upset, he did try to brush things off. He said I was being sensitive and overreacting. I told him that if we didn't have a real conversation about this, I would file for divorce. That got his attention, and he sat down with me. He admitted that at first, he found it odd that Sarah was trying so hard. He saw her doing the same with all the men in the office. The more attention she gave him, the more he enjoyed it. And the more he responded, the more attention she gave until she had her sights set on him. He knew some of the other men were envious, and he liked that too. He admitted that, eventually, he got in too deep. He said he knew it was wrong, but had become addicted to the attention and didn't want her to move on to another man. So he indulged her sometimes, at my expense. He said it was just nice to have two women in the two major parts of his life, stating that he knew we'd rarely see one another. So what was the harm? He reiterated that he never ever physically cheated with her, but admitted it could be called an emotional affair. It was painful, I won't hide that. I mean really painful, like I wasn't enough. I told him that from this point on, he needed to stop communicating with Sarah and either request a transfer or switch jobs altogether. Now folks, I mean it when I tell you this. He lost his shit. He started raising his voice, saying things like he never cheated. It was all above board, and I couldn't control who he talked to at work. He called me a narcissist and a control freak. He told me I had no idea how hard it was, how much stress he had in the office, and that his personal relationship with Sarah helped him a lot. Taking it away would damage his mental health. It got so bad that I started crying. I couldn't take it anymore and decided to leave. I packed a small bag and called my mother-in-law. She's the only family I have here. I gave her a rundown of what was going on, and she offered her home to me. I'm staying here and just hoping my husband calms down so we can revisit this. I want to work it out. I love him more than anything. I will try harder to answer comments on this post, and I will definitely update if something new happens. This has been really therapeutic and makes me feel less alone. Welp, I kind of figured he wasn't that clueless. This is a full-blown emotional affair. From experience, things will only escalate until they are in bed together. Protect your peace, because he sure doesn't give a damn about your feelings. Stay strong. Jumped right from admitted it could be called an emotional affair to he began raising his voice, saying things like he never cheated. Opie made a valiant effort, but it doesn't seem like this marriage can be saved. And you know it's bad when mother-in-law takes you in knowing what's going on. That's what I thought. I'm afraid our next update will be divorce. If my son's wife came to me with this info and needed a place to stay, my husband and his brothers would be over there kicking someone's butt. And Sarah's too. And oh, I wonder what HR would think. Wait, and the other guys are envious? Ew. Typical emotional affair response. He doesn't want it to change, and he is mad that you are holding him to his marriage vows. Emotional affairs are always a slippery slope. Most of the time, they end up becoming physical affairs. He is damaging his marriage, and he is so selfish. He is justifying his actions and turning it around on you, so it will relieve his shame and guilt. Read the book Not Just Friends by Shirley Glass. It's an eye-opener. Not even a slippery slope. An emotional affair is just a straight-up affair with more effort put into it. If you ask a partner who physically cheated on you to stop or you're done, they'll usually just agree to stop, even if they're lying. But this dude fully blew up on his wife for asking him to stop after admitting it was an affair. The audacity to call her a narcissist. Yeah, physically cheating can be easy and require little to no effort. You can go out to a club, flirt with someone, go back somewhere and get physical, then never talk to them again. Emotional cheating requires a lot more work in the long term. Second update. My mother-in-law is on my side and told me point blank that he is wrong. However, she said she doesn't want to get in the middle because she doesn't want to damage the relationship with either one of us. She told me I'm welcome as long as I need, but she won't bring anything up to her son unless he brings it up to her first. As for my husband, he has tried to reach out. He's called, left messages, and texted. I let him know I was safe and left it at that. He continues to message or call every few hours, but we haven't talked. Next story. My husband cheated repeatedly, and now he wants to fix things. I, 30 female, have been with my husband, 38 male, for several years. We dated, got engaged, and are now married. I'm currently 34 weeks pregnant with our baby, and it hasn't been an easy pregnancy. Recently, I found out that my husband has been cheating on me, not just once, but repeatedly, throughout our entire relationship. I discovered videos he recorded of himself with other women, which confirmed my worst fears. When I confronted him, his response wasn't remorseful. Instead, he said, "It all happened in the past. I still treat you properly. You invaded my privacy. Everyone is not perfect." He's now saying he will fix things, but I don't know how I'm supposed to believe that when this wasn't a one-time mistake. It was a pattern of betrayal spanning our entire relationship. I also feel like he's only sorry because he got caught, not because he actually regrets what he did. I'm at a point where I don't think I'll ever be able to trust him again, and I don't believe he will change. I've decided that I want a divorce, not just because I can never trust him again, but because I don't want to raise my son in a household full of lies, betrayal, and dishonesty. I refuse to let my child grow up thinking that this is what love and commitment should look like. I know leaving will be hard, especially as a single mother, but I believe it's the best decision for me and my son's future. For those who've been through something similar, how did you move forward? Did you ever try to rebuild trust, or was walking away the best decision? Now for the top advice. He can keep fixing it, but you don't need to be there for it. Fixing seems to be this miraculous process that never ends, and we're apparently supposed to give them ample grace while they're fixing themselves, and help them fix themselves, and forgive them when they backslide. It's a scam. Please do not make the mistake of trusting him or not divorcing him. Cheating wasn't the main reason I divorced my ex. I actually found out during the divorce process that he had cheated on me, and it only solidified my resolve to get rid of that loser. I have never regretted it. Given that your husband has done this multiple times, it's clear he will never change, and you can never trust him. You're only wasting your life and your chances of finding a real man who loves and respects you. When you're free, you'll see how good it can be. Never question your decision to leave this dirtbag in the dust. No matter what he promises, how he love bombs you, or how he eventually turns nasty when he realizes you won't allow yourself to be fooled again. I moved forward by leaning on friends and family for help when I needed it, and talking to them about what happened. The emotional support was invaluable, and having a couple of people who could provide emergency childcare was important. It was very hard at first. There were a lot of crying and depressed days when I could barely function at work. But your people do care and want you to feel good. Luckily, my job paid well enough that I was able to support my household on a single income, and I already was, because he was a financial burden. Even if you aren't in a similar financial position, he should still be paying court-mandated child support, so please make sure you get a good divorce lawyer. Last story. Am I wrong for wasting my ex's time because I didn't want marriage or kids with her but got my new girlfriend pregnant? I was with my ex from when we were 18 until 22. Our relationship was good overall, but toward the end, we started having serious issues because she wanted marriage and kids, and I didn't. I was upfront from the start. I never saw myself as a husband or father, and I didn't think that would change. She kept hoping I would change my mind, but when she realized I wouldn't, she broke up with me. It sucked, but I respected her decision. She wanted something different from what I did, and it would have been unfair to keep stringing each other along. She moved on, and so did I. A year later, I started dating someone new. Things moved fast, and about 6 months ago, she got pregnant. It wasn't planned, but after a lot of thinking, I realized I actually wanted to step up and be a dad. I don't know if it was the timing, the person, or just me growing up, but something shifted. I am still unsure about marriage, but I know I want to be involved in my child's life and give this relationship a real shot. My ex found out through a social media post and was pissed. She messaged me, saying I wasted 4 years of her life, lied about not wanting kids, and strung her along when I was willing to do all of this for someone else. She called me selfish and a hypocrite for refusing to build a future with her, but suddenly being okay with it now. I told her that I never lied to her. I genuinely didn't want kids or marriage when we were together. People change, and sometimes it takes the right circumstances to see things differently. I also pointed out that she was the one who broke up with me because she wanted something else, and that was her choice. I never forced her to stay. Was I wrong? 22 would be insanely young to get married and have a kid. I love how X makes it sound like this was such a massively important time to have kids when they're still mentally kids themselves. I had my son at 18, married at 19, and we're still together and happy at 43. So yes, sometimes it does work out, and sometimes it is a happily ever after. That said, I know it's not the norm, and you have to work at marriage at any age. You can wait and get married at 30 and still end up divorced a year later. Not wrong for wasting her time, but you should have dumped her when you realized you two weren't compatible. You did string her along by not ending things sooner. I do feel for her. It sucks realizing you were just not the one. I hope that before you block her, you give her some kind of apology. It can be as simple as, I am sorry I did not break up with you when I told you I did not want children or marriage with you. I did not know what I wanted, and I should have realized that meant we were not meant to be. I thought I made my position clear and that you were staying because you wanted me, not because you wanted marriage and children from me. I know you will find what you are truly looking for. Please stay well. I am not trying to say what OP did was wrong or evil, but I do think that while his intention wasn't bad, her pain is also real. It will save a lot of drama and pain in the future if he, as a future father, takes accountability for his part and helps everyone move on. I suggest this because this is what I told my husband when his ex harassed me for getting together, getting married, and having kids within a year and a half of his breakup with her. After he gave a sincere apology with some accountability, she left us alone. She is now, as far as I can tell, happily married and pregnant.